I need help. Help! I was trying to put this thing together, and I stabbed myself.
Yeah, I know.
I stabbed myself.
Ow!
I stabbed myself. I stabbed myself. I would just like to respond to all the haters and discriminators that I've had on my Instagram since I posted that video you just saw. I am a victim of a stabbing and no one's taking me seriously. My brother purchased me a knife for Christmas. When I got this knife, I told him, this knife is sharper than all the knives I've ever had. And I shouldn't have this. I told him, thank you, I love it. I am going to hurt myself with it though. I'm happy. It took me almost it took me about 7 months. And I used it quite a bit. I used to make fun of dudes who'd walk around with pocket knives. Like, what are you going to do? When do you ever need a knife? And then I started realizing, oh, you need a knife quite a bit. I use that motherfucker for so many things. And I thought I would be okay. I thought I could use my knife for many different things. And I wouldn't be, extremely injured. But, shit happens. My wife ended up buying my youngest daughter a new dresser, like a nice new dresser. We haven't done the best financially the last, our entire lives, but we have been doing better lately. Thank God. And because of that, we ended up getting her like a legitimate dresser, like she actually needs, like a big, heavy fucking one. And, and a nightstand that went along with it. Anyways, I woke up in the morning to do it. I knew it was going to take me at least 2 hours. It ended up taking me almost 5 to do the dresser and the nightstand. Anyways, I grabbed my handy dandy knife that my amazing brother got me. And, it happened. I was opening the box with the knife and it was early and I still wasn't fully awake. I'm an idiot and the knife is very sharp. So I'm pulling the knife like this across the box trying to open it. It slips and goes directly into my thigh. I saw white. I saw colors. I saw Jesus and Gandhi. I couldn't believe how much pain I was in. Honestly, it was not painful. It felt weird, and looking at it felt weird because it was a deep fucking cut. It was not a surface level cut. It was like a deep, it went at least like a couple inches in, and I've never really had self-inflicted knife wound like that. So at first I was like, oh shit, what the fuck? Am I going to have to go to the hospital? Because I didn't know how much it was going to bleed or what the fuck it was going to do. It wasn't too bad. It bled a lot at first, but I was able to stop the bleeding. Luckily I only missed my arteries by a half an inch. No, it wasn't that bad, but it was funny. And it's been super annoying. It's like one of those injuries that don't hurt. It's just like now I can't really do much. It was hard for me to like even put that dresser together. At first I just didn't do it. That day I was like, I have to stand up and bend over and all this shit. I can't do that right now with this gaping wound in my leg. You know what I'm saying? So, I luckily, found the courage to be able to put it together the next day. And, it took me about 5 hours to put that fucking dresser together and the nightstand that came with it. Probably could have done it in like closer to 4 if I would have paid more attention, but if I do put something together like that, which my wife has me do all the fucking time, then I smoke, watch YouTube videos while I'm doing it. It's nothing. It goes by very smoothly, but it does take me longer. So that's a definite pro tip for those of you who need to put furniture together for your families one day in the future. Make sure you're high, make sure you're drinking or whatever you're doing, but take your time, because there's nothing worse than when you feel like you're about to be done putting together some furniture and then you're like, oh, Abe, I put it together upside down. Or I put it inside out. Like, I can't tell you how many times I've had to put to, like, my basketball court. For whatever reason, when I put it together, I did it wrong, like literally 3 or 4 fucking times because I was trying to be quick. And I had to undo it and then put it back together again 3 or 4 different times. So yeah, take your time, reread the instructions. Trust me, it's worth it. But it's fun, man. You know, that's kind of one of the things I had to tell myself yesterday is like, this is what a father or a man needs to do for his family. You know what I mean? These are the moments where you prove yourself as a father and as a let's say a father and a dad, a father and a husband, or a man, or whatever. Really, that's just another one of those things that I try to talk myself into so I don't lose my fucking mind. But that's okay. That's what we do. You know, the world is wild and we just lie to ourselves so that we don't lose our fucking minds every day. That's life. But it was a good weekend. That night, my mother-in-law came over and I drove her and my wife around to, I drove her to a bar and then picked them up and stuff. But that was interesting. It was, it's fun, man. It's fun getting to a point now in my life where I'm not like obsessively jealous and insecure and controlling and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, for my wife to just be able to go out without me and me not be home, pissed the fuck off, texting her, where the fuck are you? Getting pissed off if she doesn't text me back within 10 minutes, you know. Slowly I'm doing my best to get away from all that. And it feels really good, man. It really does. You know, not only just for me, but for her. I started feeling bad for her because it was like, I don't know, especially in my younger years, like I was very, very jealous and controlling. And, you know, not the type of controlling where I'm like, you can't go anywhere without me. And it was never like these ultimatums or these like absolutes that I'd speak in. It was always just like weird, like jealousy bullshit. And then we'd start fighting and it went both ways. But I think in the last year or two, we've really like had a lot of conversations and grown closer. And a lot of those insecurities and jealousies are just, for the most part, gone. So that feels great. And I encourage anybody, you know, if you're jealous, that's not normal. It's not healthy. No matter what, jealousy is never healthy. It's natural. I bit my tongue. I keep hurting myself. It's natural, but it is not healthy. It can inevitably end up in a healthy place. Like you can end up being jealous of somebody who has something that you want. You can feel that feeling. You can identify it. You can use that feeling to drive you to eventually get that thing or that whatever it is, you know, and that can be a good thing in certain ways. I mean, I'm not saying, you know, materialistic things and being jealous of somebody to give you the energy to get it is a good thing. But hey, if you look at somebody that you look up to and you're like, man, I'm so jealous that they have such a good family and they're so happy. I want that. That is what I mean. That can be in a sense like a positive aspect of jealousy. But yeah, man, jealousy usually just speaks to your own bullshit and your own insecurities. And if you can't see that, then you're fucking lost and you'll never find your way out until you can truly start looking at yourself unapologetically. Be mean to yourself. People, I have always said, like, being honest with yourself is so easy and this and that. But lately I've realized, oh, this is what really being honest with myself is. Saying that I'm addicted to marijuana and my tolerance is getting to a point now that I can't financially afford is being extremely honest with myself. You know, telling myself that I'm jealous of my wife and it has nothing to do with her, but everything to do with me is scary. You know, there's certain honest things you can say to yourself that are not fun and not easy. And that's when you're getting to the real shit, you know? So that's kind of where I've been and starting to see like, oh shit, this, it's easy to be honest with yourself about a lot of different things, or it was for me. But when it gets to the real shit, and you'll feel it. You'll be like, oh, this is the real shit that I don't even want to admit to myself in my mind. Like when I tell myself like, I can't wake up and go throughout my day without smoking weed at some point, and like, it's just, and if I don't, then it's a thing. And I focus on it and it fucks with me, that is hard to admit to me, because it's like, all I've ever wanted was to get to a point, as far as when it comes to cannabis, like I always said was like, man, if I could just get to a point where I can financially, smoke as much weed as I want, take care of my family and blah, 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 then I'd be good. I'm there now, but now I'm like, fuck, all this money that I'm spending on weed, I could be spending on my YouTube channel or, improving my home and all these other different things. You know what I'm saying? So it's like those thoughts start popping into my mind now. And I'm like, fuck, is it really worth it to just burn hundreds of dollars away every month? Like, it just feels so pointless and like a waste. So, I get those thoughts that pop in my head, and that scares the shit out of me. So I got lost. What was I talking about? I don't know. Check this out, yo. I'm going to try to start doing this a lot more, guys. So if you guys are fans of the podcast, I'm going to do my best. Hey, everybody. Hey, so at this point, for some reason, when I showed this video, my audio got totally fucked up and there was like this static noise during it. I noticed later in the podcast that it was fucked up and I fixed it. All I really do is talk about this video and then talk about Conor McGregor and Dustin Porier for a while. So, yeah. Sorry, it sounds fucked up, but I'll make sure to double check this going forward. Love you guys. Enjoy the rest of the podcast if you can. Bye. To start, oh shit. How do I do this? I want to start showing you guys some of my favorite videos like I used to do in the past, okay? I used to do this a lot in the past, and we're going to do this going forward. So this one was hilarious to me. I'm in the black sweater here. My shirt is really, really interested in fighting this dude in another black shirt. The video is 2 minutes and 20 seconds long. This guy's like, nah. Oh shit, oh shit. I don't even know if I can show that on YouTube, really. That, for whatever reason, I wanted to show you guys that. But look, that kind of shit is what happens when you think you're tough. There's always going to be somebody bigger than you. That's funny. And that's the whole point of me wanting to bring up that video, is because my dad used to tell me that when I was younger. There's always going to be somebody who's bigger than you, who can beat your ass no matter what. And there's certain things that my dad told me when I was younger that have always stuck in my head, and that'd be one of them. So let that be an example to all you young kids, or even old kids, old man, whoever the fuck. If you want to step up, there's a chance that you're going to get your fucking ass beat. And I have seen people get their fucking ass beat in front of me so many times growing up. And I don't think many people have nowadays. People don't know what it's like to get punched in the fucking face. And it's like, I've tweeted this multiple times over the years. Like, the world would be a much better place if everyone in the world knew what it was like to get punched in the face. Hey, that's a bar. The world would be a much better place if everyone could just get punched in the face. Damn. I don't know why you gotta talk like this when you rap. Are you gonna talk with an accent to your cap? Okay. Anyways, that's the point. That was my point right there, bruh. Okay. You just can't be too careful in these streets. Don't get in fights at the mall, bro. They never end up good. Never. Just don't go to the fucking mall. Amazon.com. All right. Check this out too. All right. I'm just going to play this. And I think this is a beautiful thing to look at. The title of this video was Cleaning My Depression Room. And if you look at this room, it depresses me just looking at it. But what depresses me more is the carpet underneath. Does she live in the lobby of a hotel? Is this an old Victorian home? And did she just squat there? The mattress is on the ground. Don't get me wrong. It looks comfy for some reason, but it also looks like you'd be haunted in this room. The lamp's not plugged in, and I see tons of medication on the table on the side. So let me just, I mean, the medication part doesn't really have anything to do. I just saw that right now, but it just doesn't look safe in this room, even after it was cleaned. Honestly, I think it looked better like this. At least you can lay wherever you want. You can hide things. You have little, spaces, whatever. I don't know what the fuck. I actually didn't really choose that many good videos to show you guys this episode. I have one more, but I'll show you a little bit. Oh, man. Clean your fucking rooms, yo. Clean your rooms, ladies and gentlemen. I've been trying to teach my daughters the importance of cleaning your room in the morning, fixing your bed. Jordan Peterson advocates for it a lot. And I know a lot of people don't like Jordan Peterson for whatever reason. But I love that man. I love his lessons. I love his mind. And I would not be who I am right now if not for Jordan Peterson. So, and one of the things that truly changed my life was the whole fix your fucking bed thing that he talks about. And he talks about how you can change your life by basically fixing your bed every morning, because you wake up and you start your day with a win, with an accomplishment, even though it is just fixing your bed. But waking up every day and making sure that you accomplish fixing your bed is truly what got me out of the life I was living. I swear to God, I wasn't working. I was so depressed and lost. And I just told myself, I'm going to wake up and I'm going to fix my fucking bed every morning for a long time. And I did. And then I started seeing that, I could wake up and I could brush my teeth too every morning, and I can do this and that. And then you start winning and having these different small successes, and they spiral. And then you start getting confidence, and you start realizing, I can actually accomplish things. Like, I am capable, and that will change everything. So that was a big reason why I wanted to show you guys this awesome video of this young lady cleaning her room, because my room may have never gotten this bad, but that was probably because I was married. And if I lived alone, I could see how my room could have gotten this bad. And I definitely know a lot of you people who have rooms like this. So get your shit together and just force yourself. Literally just wake up and force yourself to clean your bed, clean your room and fix your bed, and it'll change everything for you if you're lost like I was back then. So I love you guys. That's all I want, is just happiness for everyone. So for the most part, I guess. Some of you guys deserve some bullshit. Like Conor kind of deserved what he got. That was hard to say right there. I'm a huge Conor McGregor fan. I haven't even talked about the fight since it happened. I had all this build up and shit. And then I talked about it in an Instagram live, and I just let it go. Let me just start off by explaining what I mean by Conor deserved what happened. I'm a huge Conor McGregor fan, okay? I fuck with Conor McGregor hard. I love the guy. I love his story. I love his passion. I love his confidence. I love his skill. There's so much about this dude that I just really, really admire. Conor got what he deserved that night because there was a malevolence in his spirit in the build up to this fight. And I think it had a lot more to do with himself than Dustin or Jolie Porier. I think a man in his position you would look at as successful, doesn't need anything, he's accomplished it all. Now he just needs to sit back and relax and enjoy. But I see Conor McGregor being like Marshall Mathers. And I see Marshall Mathers being a lot like myself, or myself being like them, I guess. In a sense that, and there's others like this as well. You know, I don't know. Certain basketball players, Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant, you know. But basketball's a much different game. I mean, so is fighting, but yeah, just Conor's still very young. That's it. But hold on. I'm losing my thought here. There's this thing within some men where they have this passion to accomplish. It's not necessarily the accomplishment that they want or they enjoy. It's the drive to get there that they enjoy. It's the build up to it. That's how I feel like I have always been. You know, I've accomplished a lot. You know, I've had amazing, wild fucking shit people can only dream about happen to me. You know, from people recognizing me, countless, so many times I can't even, count. You know, people coming up to me singing my songs and crying. Like, I know that I'm a very small YouTuber, but you know, at times I was big, and I had a lot of people who supported me and enjoyed my music and all this other shit. So I felt what fame was. You know what I'm saying? I've been flown out places and paid hundreds and thousands of dollars or whatever the fuck. I've done a lot of different things, you know. Made great music, great videos, worked with amazing people. I have a family, so many different things I have accomplished, okay? But I'm saying this because that I am starting, and I have realized now that there is something in me that will never be satisfied and that only enjoys the grind. That is what I enjoy. I love working towards something and trying to build something. And I feel Conor is the same way. And I feel that even though he has accomplished all he has accomplished, that there is still something in him that just wants to be great. And when you start seeing your greatness dwindle because of age, because of ring rust, because of the change of MMA, you know, because of, you know, the evolution of MMA, like it's, you know, the kids are getting better at everything and faster and whatever. I think that maybe he's like, no, I don't give a fuck about any of this shit. I want that fucking belt. I want to be a winner. And when a person's like that, you cannot count them out. But they can't count them out either. And I think that a lot of the bullshit that happened after, you know, I think a lot of the bullshit that Conor threw at Dustin, his wife, and all the malevolence and malicious bullshit that happened in the build up to the fight had way more to do with Conor than anything else. And I think that it was kind of like this kind of like excuse Conor had to really release a lot of anger and bullshit within himself. And he might have got a little too much into it. And I think a lot of why he suffered his injury, maybe his overtraining, maybe the mistake of pulling that guillotine when he did. I think a lot of that was because he was not fully focused, and there was a little bit of animosity there that shouldn't have been there. It was not all skill. It was not all about wanting to win. It was also about not wanting to lose. And Conor, I don't think ever really, I don't know. I don't think he's ever doubted himself until recently. And this is not at all to take away from Dustin Poirier, one of the best and greatest fighters in the lightweight division right now. I mean, in all of the UFC right now. Dustin's a badass. Dustin is fucking dope. I'm a huge fan of Dustin Poirier as well. And I think that Dustin's focused, man. He's there. He's where he needs to be right now. And yeah, I don't know. I think we'll see what the future holds. Dustin and Oliveira are supposed to fight in December for the belt. I think Conor will want to fight obviously next year sometime early. But I guess we'll see, man. I guess we'll see. I don't think Conor was losing so overwhelmingly like everybody else does. I think Conor was actually winning the round for the first half or so. He was winning the stand-up. He was fucking up Dustin's legs. He was winning a lot of the exchanges, most of them. I think his biggest mistake was pulling that guillotine by the cage. I think if he would have had that guillotine away from the cage, he might have pulled that fucking shit off. And they talked about how that was a plan of theirs because Dustin likes to shoot. So Conor and his coaches talked about how they worked on pulling a guillotine. And if Conor would have pulled a guillotine and submitted Dustin to his own signature fucking move of a guillotine, it would have been amazing, dude. It would have been crazy. But I think Conor made the mistake of pulling it by the cage. And then that ended up giving Dustin the advantage by being on the ground, being on top. And Dustin's a beast. And Conor's a smaller, physically smaller than, okay. That's not his strong suit, you could say, is being on the ground, underneath someone. So, yeah, that was his mistake. And Dustin fucked him up on the ground. But at the same time, there was a lot of improvements from Conor's, from Conor being on his back, the game he shows on his back. There was shitloads of elbows, lots of up kicks. He actually did not look extremely bad on the ground. He looked really bad, but not extremely bad. It's just hard. You can't fight Dustin Poirier and look good on the ground, unless you're a really, really skilled fucking wrestler or jiu-jitsu guy, obviously. But yeah, I don't know. I think we're going to see a wild story here. I hope Conor, humbles himself a little bit. And that's it. I think it was kind of wild to see how Dustin acted at the end, but I don't know why he did that. From what I've heard, that Conor was still talking shit, and that's what caused Dustin to mock him while he was on the ground and do his Conor McGregor strut in front of him and all that other shit. So if that's the case, I get it, but I get it either way. It's a fucking fight. Everybody's such a pussy nowadays. Yeah, Conor said, yeah, your wife's a hoe. Okay, great. I thought that was a little too far, but it's also a little too far to punch somebody in the fucking face. So it's I think it's no hold bar when it comes to trash talk. If you want to go that far, okay. It is what it is. The masses aren't going to respect it, but the people who welcome the bullshit like me are, people who are talking shit about Conor calling Jolie a hoe must not be fans of Conor McGregor. Must not be fans of Tupac Shakur. Must not be fans of Mike Tyson. There's tons of people out there who have talked shit about people's wives and shit like that. Tons of basketball players out there. It's a very common thing. People are just pussies nowadays, and it's wild. So, yeah. Oh shit, is my mic super low? Oh no. I don't know what happened, everybody. I'm so sorry. The last 20 minutes, there's been that annoying static noise, and that's all I had. I don't know what happened when I showed that video. For some reason, it fucked up the audio, but we are back now. I apologize. Shit like that won't happen again. But yeah. So here's another video I wanted to show you guys. Let's see if it fucks up my shit again. I hope not. Let's see. So I just wanted to show that video because I'm just I hate that this lady is now all over Twitter and all over the internet, and all she was trying to do was just enjoy the music and vibe. She's not even really looking at the camera too much. I feel like at this point she knows she's on camera though, but I don't know, man. Part of me is just leave these people alone. The whole point of going to the raves and shit back in the day was that this wouldn't happen. That you could go, you can dance alone, you could be a fool, and nobody would fucking give a shit. But now if you do it, you run the risk of blowing up on Twitter and everybody making fun of you, right? So that's a little lame, but yeah, it's all good. Fuck, man. The whole energy and the rhythm of my damn podcast got fucked up because of my mic issue. That's so annoying. Oh my God, I'm fucking pissed. You know what? That's okay. That's life, right? Ain't it? That's what happens. Sometimes you stab yourself on accident. I was going so smoothly, bruh. Fuck, man. Sorry, I can't get wild like this. I guess I'll just call it there. It's been, we're going to do shorter podcasts nowadays. I don't want to do too long of them, but I love you guys so much. I'm sorry for the audio issues. But I will definitely see you guys very soon. And I cannot wait until you guys see the next video, which will be a trip story. Because it was a fun one. So I will holler.